VA unemployability will pay you at 100% disability, even if you're not at 100% disability. If you can prove you cannot no longer maintain gainful employment due to your physical injuries. Now, it seems to me, if you no longer can hold down a job because of your physical injuries and you're not just 100% disabled, like the VA is broken, right? The VA is just, because you can be 100% disability and still have a job. But if your injuries prevent you from working, you can still be short of 100% disability. So if that doesn't sound backwards to you, I don't know a better way to make it not make sense. So the problem that I ran into on unemployability is, yes, I lost my ability to make money in any of the professions that I was making money in up to that point. I didn't know how to physically. I mean, I never really made much money in life. I spent my life volunteering. I spent my life serving, nonprofits and stuff. So, I was living paycheck to paycheck my whole life. And when my injuries finally caught up with me, when I couldn't just do it anymore, I couldn't just keep up anymore. I was just physically suffering through life to the point of trying to drink myself to death, just in depression and misery, feeling trapped. I finally had to change. I finally had to make a change. I finally had to take care of myself and figure out my medical issues and figure out what's wrong with me. And I had to prove all my own injuries, and I had to, pay for MRIs out of pocket and stuff. And I had to fight for increase in disabilities and stuff. But I ended up spending 2 years unemployed before I ended up on unemployability. And once I got on unemployability, it was hard to look for ways to go back to work because of the fact that they were paying me more. Just the bump in pay was more than I could make, more than I've been proven to make in a long time. And so going back to work, I would have taken an income drop, right? And I couldn't really try to do something else, because if I succeeded a little bit, say this succeeds a little bit for a little bit of time, right? Say I make over the poverty line for a year and lose my unemployability, and then I get banned from YouTube for whatever reason, right? They kick me off. The president has a problem with what I say and they kick me off of YouTube. Well, I will lose my employment. The only way I figured out how to get back to work, and I'll have lost my disability, my unemployability. So it wasn't worth trying. It just wasn't worth trying again. I was painted into a corner for years, and I knew it. I was stuck. And I was losing my mind because just the idea of trying in life again felt like it was going to come with a punishment. Felt like it was going to come with, 2 more years of being left in poverty and desperation while I slowly lost everything that I owned. I didn't want to go through that again. It was very painful. It was miserable. So was unemployability life-saving and life-changing? Absolutely. Did it paint me into a corner for 6 years and leave me no way out, to the point of losing my fucking mind? Yeah. Being told I can no longer participate in the world again was a fucking nightmare. Pick me up they picked me up by locking me away is all they did. I appreciate them not leaving me for dead, but making me a ward of the system didn't really solve many of my problems either.